Coming up on SUTV, we'll hear about that fire that engulfed Notre Dame.
That and more coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Jeff Mullins.
And I'm Race Knutson. The Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is still in danger of further damage after last week's fire. Last Monday, April 15th, the cathedral's 300-foot spire burst into flames 5 minutes after the building closed. The flames continued into the next day before finally going out. Rain is in the forecast for the rest of this week in France, and architects fear the heavy rainfall could result in the further collapse on the 800-year-old cathedral.
The nation is in shock after a horrendous act was committed on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. 8 bombings at different hotels and churches injured and killed over 300 people. The government had received a tip earlier that month but didn't act on it. They are under fire by the public but have promised that they will work on their security in the future. Several suspects have been apprehended who may be linked to the bombings, and further investigation is proceeding. It is thought that ISIS may have something to do with it. Let's hear what local thinks about what has happened.
It's needless violence that happens, and we need to figure out a way to correct these needless violences so that we don't have these problems in the future. But it takes all of our nation speaking, and I'm not talking about the UN being part of it, the actual nation leaders talking to each other and saying, hey, what can we do to eradicate the problems or investigate the problems better?
16-year-old Greta Thunberg, a Swedish political activist, recently condemned the UK for their response to climate change. After the United Kingdom's announcement over the support of fossil fuels, Thunberg said, quote, "This ongoing irresponsible behavior will no doubt be remembered in history as one of the greatest failures of humankind," end quote. Thunberg is known for her silent protests of refusing to attend school over climate change, as well as her student-driven rallies. She hopes to continue to propel in her career, as well as work for environmental justice.
NASA's InSight program is finally showing fruits as seismic detectors on Mars picked up the first ever recorded Marsquake. Scientists say that this is an important finding because Mars does not have the same tectonic structure that the Earth has. Although this finding is very exciting, this tremor was not immense enough for scientists to reach any conclusions about the internal state of the red planet.
The last installment of the Avengers Endgame is almost here, premiering this Thursday night. Our reporter, Sophie Reese, caught up with students around campus to inquire about their predictions for the long-anticipated flick.
I think they're going to take the gauntlet and they're going to just do a little switcheroo. Everybody's going to come back. They're not going to be ashes anymore.
So I definitely think Loki's going to stay dead.
I think Captain America's going to come out on top.
A lot of people think he's gonna die. Do you not agree with that?
No, he's not gonna die. He's a Captain America.
So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of loops and turns.
Everyone's gonna die except for one person, and then they're gonna beat Thanos, and it's gonna revert, and everyone's gonna come back.
I think Thanos wasn't necessarily the bad guy, and they might not defeat the bad guy because he's not the bad guy. So,
You know, it's, as far as I know, I mean, I haven't been able to speculate very much. I mean, most people are thinking they might have something to do with going back in time, you know, to somehow...
Using like the time stone or something.
Somehow, you know. But the thing is, like, it's been so shrouded in mystery, and a lot of people are posting a letter from the Russo brothers, the directors. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
About, they're like, do not spoil it for other people.
Exactly.
So, coming up, we will hear about a Utah girl hurt while rappelling.
Don't go anywhere.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek. Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A Utah high school student who fell while rappelling over the weekend is lucky to be alive because she never hit the ground. Avery Tanner, a senior at Wasatch High School, fell and fractured the back of her skull while climbing in Wasatch Mountain State Park just hours before her school's prom. Her friend, Braden Patterson, who was belaying her below, said that he only recalls Tanner hitting the side of the rock, and then suddenly she was in his arms. Patterson said, "I was definitely guided by angels to move to where I needed to be. They were helping me stay standing up." Tanner remains in a coma today as a result of her injuries, while her family, friends, and community wait for her to recover. Students at Wasatch High wore maroon, Tanner's favorite color, to show support for her while she's in the hospital. Students also created a GoFundMe fundraiser to pay for her medical bills and have already raised over $15,000, most of the donations coming from high school students. If you would like to donate, please visit For the Strength of Avery page on GoFundMe.
A man from Washington County has been recovering in the hospital after being caught in some farm machinery. The 70-year-old Washington male was using his tractor and got caught up in the machinery and ended up being injured. He was then transported by ambulance to Dixie Regional Medical Center. Word still hasn't been received on his current condition.
So with Avery Tanner, it says before her prom. Do you think that was a prom date that they were doing?
Yeah.
Like a client.
The person belaying
but really
her.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's a fun thing to do. Being from Moab, we went and did outdoor stuff all the time before the prom. So maybe that was her date, but I don't think she anticipated falling into his arms quite that way with
romantic,
a fractured skull. I mean, you could twist it positively, I suppose, but I mean, still, it's unfortunate that she's to be alive.
Yeah. And it's also impressive how much they've raised for her. $15,000, mostly from the high school students.
So, well, you know, there's probably a lot more high schoolers working today than there has been in the past. But let's take a look at the weather. How's it going over there, Zach?
I'm going to let you guys know what this week has in store for you. Stay tuned.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back to the weather. I'm your host, Zach Adams. So long time no see. How are you guys all doing out there? You know, like always, it's probably gonna be a good day to fly a kite, but you're about to find out. So first for you guys today, it's right now currently 61 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so it's nice and warm, a little chilly, but don't be fret yet. The high's supposed to be 65 later today, and the low's gonna be around 39 tonight, so be looking out for that. It's gonna get a little bit chilly. Wednesday, tomorrow, the high's gonna be 73, low 45, and on Thursday, high's gonna be 75, low at another 50 degrees. The wind right now is about 10 miles per hour. Other than that, next for you guys, up in Salt Lake right now, it's currently 34 degrees. Park City, a whopping 57 degrees. Wow, that's warm. Down in Provo, another 65. Over in Price, we have it looks like 68 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a little bit chillier, a little bit warmer over there. But down in Moab, that place is warm, 77. Right next to St. George, which is 78. So stay tuned for that. This weekly forecast. Today, like I said, it's mostly sunny, so be ready for the sun, the clouds, that wind, the perfect weather to fly a kite, you know. Always got to stay with that. Wednesday, tomorrow, again, sunny, even warmer than today, 73 degrees, nice hot. On Thursday, though, it's going to be a little cloudy with some sun, so be ready for that. It's going to still be really, really warm, 75, so, you know, ride them bikes. Friday, it's going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit colder at the same time. Weird how that happens, right? That's what I'm saying. But again, back to Thursday, though, real fast. I have a note to point out. Endgame. Who's excited? I'm excited. But other than that, the weather outside, beautiful. As you can see, the clouds are in the sky with a nice blue. The grass is green. The trees are coming to life. It's nice and warm. There's Sophie. Say hi, Sophie. What up with that? Some traffic going around the freeway. And other than that, there's clouds and trees. But all that, back to you guys at the desk.
So much, Zach.
Yeah.
Man, it looks great outside. I mean, it really is a nice day.
Yeah.
And
Finally feels like spring. No snow.
Right.
All this stuff. So.
Well, it's hard to say because it's like, is spring sunny weather, or for us here in Utah, is spring that constant switching between winter, like snow, and then the sunny weather? That's typically a spring we get in Utah. But that 70s, I mean, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And it's the last day of classes.
Exactly.
Finals coming up, so I bet there's going to be a lot of people outside, maybe doing some studying outdoors, getting on the grass and the quads around campus, and just really enjoying their time. Are you going to be doing any hiking, anything fun this weekend?
This weekend, probably not. But I am excited about, like Zach said, this Thursday, Avengers Endgame. Sounds like
do you have
good
tickets
weather
for opening night?
I do.
Wow, how'd you snag those?
It was like the morning I woke up, it's like, oh, I better check. And I realized it opened like a minute before. I was like, this is perfect timing.
You see, I had to get tickets on the next Tuesday because there was no time at all. But here's a quick look at what's coming up next in sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we'll have an update on the SU gymnastics team. Don't go anywhere.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back to SUTV Sports. I'm your host, Marquise Gross. The SU gymnastics team wrapped up their 2019 season with a banquet. One of the freshman gymnastics received a high honor award and senior says goodbye. Our SUTV gymnastics specialist, Madison Loomis, has the story.
Hi, I'm here with fifth year Karen Gonzalez. Karen, what was it like being at your last SU gymnastics banquet ever?
I kind of got just a tiny bit emotional just because the year was so fun, and hearing Scott just kind of say goodbye to me, to Cam and I. It was a little emotional, but nice, like seeing our videos and being with the team, everyone dressed up.
What has been your favorite part about SU gymnastics and this whole experience being in Cedar City, Utah?
I think my favorite part about this whole experience was growing up into the person I want to be for the rest of my life, and all of the friends and people that I have met here have made the whole thing unreal and unforgettable, so I'm really grateful.
I'm here with freshman Stephanie Tavort. She just got awarded Most Improved. Stephanie, how did that feel being awarded for the 2019 Flippin' Bird season?
It was really nice. I've been working really hard this season to make changes and to get into the lineup, so getting that award really was the icing on the cake for the season of how hard I've been working.
What are your plans going into this 2020 season?
2020 season, I want to start competing more, like 3 or 4 events. I'm going to start working floor and beam more seriously and hopefully get into the all-around.
The Flipping Birds had an awesome time reflecting back on their 2019 season and look forward to training hard for their 2020 season. For SUTV News, I'm Madison Loomis.
Utah Jazz fans breathed a sign of relief as the Jazz avoided elimination in Game 4 against the Houston Rockets. The Jazz fought back in their home venue, Vivint Smart Home Arena, defeating the Beard, James Harden, and his Rockets 107-91 on Monday night. Last night's victory marked Utah's first real answer to Houston. The Rockets currently lead the series 3-1 and will host Game 5 back in Houston tomorrow. Jazz shooting guard Donovan Mitchell led Utah in points, scoring 31 in 40 minutes and also totaled 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal, with 3 of 7 three-pointers made. Mitchell remained humble, telling reporters immediately following the game that the teammate Jay Crowder inspired Utah's excellent play. Mitchell said that after the game, "Forget me. Jay Crowder came really ready to play. We followed that. He's the heart and the soul of this team on defense and aggression." There was only one other game on for the NBA playoffs last night, and that was Game 4 of the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons. With the Bucks holding a 3-0 lead in the series, the Pistons were just looking to hold off elimination. Sadly for the Pistons, they were not able to hold off their expected NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo's game as he pulled off several big plays, including scoring 41 points and grabbing 9 rebounds, leading the Bucks to a 127-104 win and clinching the sweep over the Pistons to advance to the second round of the playoffs. The Pistons were led by Blake Griffin, who played the majority of the series with an injured leg and his 22 points and dished out 6 assists. Griffin also received a standing ovation from the Pistons fans when he checked out of the game for essentially playing the majority of the series on one leg. The Bucks now move to face on to the Boston Celtics in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, while the Pistons now hold the NBA record for consecutive playoff losses at 14 games. With the NFL approaching us this week, former Thunderbird offensive lineman Marcus Tucker is ready to capitalize on any opportunity given. The 6'4" tackle has the kind of upside that smart teams look for in the late rounds. In his 2 years at SUU after transferring from Mesa Community College, Tucker has made a massive strides in his strength and athleticism. With Tucker having an impressive pro day, NFL scouts were hounding him after his performance. Sources close to the NFL teams like Dan Brugel of The Athletic have taken notice. Brugel projected Tucker to be selected in the 6th round by the Arizona Cardinals earlier this month. Defensive back Taylor Webb also turns heads immediately as he showed off his 41-inch vert and 10'11" broad jump as he is expected to sign as a free agent. We hope to see more of our Thunderbirds playing on Sundays. That's all I have for you today for SUTV Sports. I'm Marquise Gross. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, it's really interesting with the NFL draft coming up to kind of see the teams and, you know, what they're doing to kind of build up for the next season. You know, because
Exactly.
The Cleveland Browns, for instance, I think is a very impressive team. The fact that like they've had some really bad losing streaks. They had a winless season just a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But they, with Baker Mayfield, who's the #1 draft pick in the NFL last season, and they also just received Odell Beckham Jr., who is considered one of the greatest wide receivers in the league. They're going to be a contender, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them as like a wild card playoff appearance.
Hopefully we turn things around.
Exactly. But
you know,
it's been exciting. And then, I don't know if you caught the Jazz game last night.
I did not.
I was able to watch it, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so excited to see the Jazz finally playing their Jazz game. So thanks for the update, Keys.
Yeah, after the break, our reporter Trayson Lyon will let you know what's happening around campus this week. Don't go anywhere.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Hi, I'm Special Agent Diana Berrigan from the TV show White Collar. Did you know that it wasn't until 1972 that the first female earned an FBI Special Agent badge? Now, women are helping solve crimes around the world in faraway places like Sarajevo, New Delhi, Lagos, and Tbilisi. To all our women fighting crime at home and overseas, thank you for keeping us safe. Happy anniversary.
Thunderbird Esports hosted its second Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament on Monday, April 15th. The event had over 100 attendees and 60 participants. The event was sponsored by Red Bull, who provided prizes for the top players. The players left standing at the top were St. George locals Thomas Strown, Michael Hutchins, and Daniel Finnegan. Thunderbird Esports is now sponsored by the SUU CSIS department, which club president Jaeger Christensen says will help with funding and marketing for future events.
SUU has announced that Melissa Stockwell will be this year's guest speaker at commencement. Stockwell is a U.S. Army veteran and a 3-time Paralympic athlete. After graduating from the University of Colorado in 2002, she became a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. She was deployed to Iraq in 2004, but was retired 3 weeks later after a roadside bomb blew up her Humvee, causing her to lose her left leg. She later went on to run in the Beijing and Rio de Janeiro Paralympics and has won a bronze medal. Stockwell will be speaking on Friday, May 3rd at 9 a.m. in the America First Events Center.
The Thunderbird Garden Disc Golf Course is finally open for public use. The course had its opening day over the weekend after undergoing construction for more than a year. The 18-hole course will give SU students a course close to campus instead of going out to Three Peaks or Ironside on the western edge of the valley. The course is designed to be oriented towards beginners with driving ranges of less than 100 yards on each hole except the last. The course is one of several planned additions to Thunderbird Gardens to go along with hopeful additions of an outdoor concert series, more hiking trails, and an outdoor amphitheater.
Our reporter is live on campus to give us an update on what's happening at SUU. Trayson?
Cedar City Community Concert Band in the South Hall Rehearsal Room, so that'll be a nice evening to get away, relax a little bit. And after that, we have the Vitamin L Long-Form Improv Show at 8:30 p.m. in the Student Center Theater. So lots of events going on tomorrow night in the Student Center. We also have Waffle Day and Study Day on Friday, which means in the LDS Institute they will be giving out free waffles for everyone at 11 a.m. And there will also be all the facilities and the gym open at the PE building for free all day, as well as Rock the Finals with Therapy Dogs in the library lobby from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you're getting a little stressed out and need to spend some time with some therapy dogs, that's always good. And then tomorrow we actually also have a rummage sale going on the multi-purpose quad. So if you need to get rid of some old stuff or you're looking to get some new clothes for super cheap, you make sure you stop on by. And then this Saturday, finally, we have the Community Health Fair, which is going to be from noon to 4 p.m. at the Main Street Park. So come on by. There's going to be some free snacks and awesome booths going on there as well. And don't forget, there are no classes this Friday as it is study day. So make sure you take some time to study and relax. And those are the events going on campus this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now we take a look at what's been trending on social media. Avengers Endgame opens up in theaters this Thursday across the nation. As excitement grows for Marvel fans leading up to opening night, early impressions are pouring in online. Now, to be clear, these are certified spoiler-free reviews we have here. One reviewer describes the film as surpassing the best possible version that you could think for the film, mentioning that it made him cry about 5 to 6 times. Now, obviously, this is shaping up to be an emotional roller coaster for everyone. In other news, today marks the official launch of Beyoncé's album Lemonade on all streaming services. While many of us have been listening on repeat for the past 3 years, ever since it was awarded Best-Selling Album of 2016, we can all now finally stream it on Spotify at long last.
Yeah. So you already have that downloaded, right?
Oh, of course. No.
Yeah? Yeah? You big Beyonce listener?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
It's okay, you didn't want to admit it. It's okay,
No.
Beyonce's bad, it's okay.
I mean,
Cool,
hey,
right?
Beyonce's a babe,
Hey,
okay?
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So,
What about
if,
that?
if not else, listen to her for that.
But what about that Endgame?
Dude,
I am
so
beyond
pumped.
hyped.
Hey,
for
as
this.
long as Black Panther's alive at the end, if it whatever,
Hey, he has another movie coming out.
come out of the stone or whatever, I'm
That's
cool.
right. Well, see, they're part of the so-called maybe rising generation of superheroes, so they're kind of going out with the old, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, whatnot, bringing in
these
those
new weirdos.
newfangled superheroes. But I have to say, Spider-Man has always been my longtime favorite in terms of superheroes.
He has to stay.
Definitely.
He has to stay.
Well, we've
Well,
already seen
Far From
trailers
Home,
for his new movie.
It
which-
takes place inside the Soul Gem, actually. No.
Well, that's what's confusing. It's like, is this obviously like the biggest spoiler? Like, okay, Spider-Man's obviously alive because he's got a movie coming out, or like what? Yeah. What's the situation there?
What if there was
like
a
they could've
class that
held
talked
off.
about Marvel the way you guys are talking about it now?
Well,
I would be a
there's
professor.
there actually is a lot of writing
yeah.
classes at SUU that have to do with
really?
video,
I did
there's
video
like an
games.
English.
Oh,
it's like
I have heard of
2010 or
that,
something like
actually,
There's
yes.
writing about
Learn something
video
every day.
games or something like that.
Yeah.
So of course I took existentialism, which was
Almost as
existential.
fun.
Well, I mean, I did my final report about Lord of the Rings, so I found a way to put a good twist on it.
Hey,
So,
Lord of the Rings,
some fantasy.
classic.
there.
I've only seen the first one. Spoiler. Might not see the
Is it a
others.
spoiler?
I don't know. I figured it out.
You'll need to watch it at some point.
Sometime.
Thanks for tuning in for our final news show of the semester. That's all we have for you. I'm Race Knutson.
I'm Zach Adams.
I'm Marquise Gross.
And I'm Jeff Mullins. We wish you all a fantastic summer break.
Peace.